What's up, fellow clashers? It's Apollyon here, and I haven't done this type of video in a while. This is going to be a cleanup attack, and I don't think this was a fresh hit, but a lot of times when you do a cleanup attack, you're looking at something in the high 80s, low 90s that can be tweaked really simple, and the really neat thing about this is it was a 77% hit. And you might think, that you might want to change the attack strategy, or you might have to tweak quite a bit of composition or spells. But this was pretty simple, so we'll just comment on a couple of things that when I saw the attack, I felt like could have been just tweaked or changed with a lot more value. And the first thing we're going to do as we hit the play button is we're going to see that the E-drag is dropped first, which gets very little value. It takes out, I think, the Tesla and the storage and the elixir collector, and I think it gets the Archer Tower, I believe. But that's really it. So 5 buildings is really not a lot, especially when not all 5 of those buildings are defenses. Then he drops the king, and the king is going to make its way down. The P.E.K.K.A.s almost walk when he drops them after the wall wrecker, but he has to use the king ability and get them in. Now, the second thing about this is I see no poison spell, and I know a lot of people say, I can do a P.E.K.K.A. bowler without a poison, it's no big deal. And you can, but the problem with this CC is I think it has like 20 archers or maybe 15 archers in it. And it just gets the P.E.K.K.A.s hung up. It's like a skelly trap, right? So here goes the enemy CC, and the P.E.K.K.A.s are going to get caught up in that, just trying to take out and get to these archers, and really delays that push. And it's just stagnant right now, and he has to drop the jump to get in the middle of that just to make sure the P.E.K.K.A.s can get through and push. But he's really losing that push. That he needs to get through the main part of the core towards the end of it to get to the queen. He finally gets there, but the kill squad is pretty much petering out at this point, and he's got a couple of P.E.K.K.A.s still up. I think all the bowlers are gone. He does have a queen, but the queen does not have ability because he had to pop the ability in the beginning, which was another thing that I didn't mention. Popping that ability in the beginning actually, excuse me, it's obviously stopping her from getting further in the base as well. So pretty good bats, but we do have that Inferno Tower, which that freeze was completely wasted, and I don't think it matters anyway, because there's no way those bats are going to come down there, even if the freeze was used at another spot. But it's just not going to push through that amount of defenses with nothing to tank them. So we'll go ahead and fast forward. As you know, there's really nothing left to clean up this base. It's just the queen making her way through, and then we've got a lonely wizard that's coming down here trying to take out these buildings. And I think we have an archer on the town hall. And I think they do get a 2-star. So just barely, no, done it. There's a 77% 1-star. So again, it's really weird to tweak it with almost the exact same army composition. Now there was the initial hit. I did add a couple troops and take away a couple of troops. I think I took away some bowlers, and I added a poison instead of an extra bats. So let's go ahead and look at the hit that I did to clean it up. And I'll pause it right here just so you can see the composition. So it's a very, very similar composition. I still use the E-drag. I dropped a couple of bowlers. I don't think he had a regular baby dragon. And I brought a couple more wizards. Now my thinking was, if I had the king dropped first with some wizards behind it to tank, I could get a lot further with that E-drag, because there's really nothing to stop it, especially if I drop a loon in front of it to make sure there's no seeking air mines, and then I'll get that nice push with the E-drag. Now my king did not go the way I wanted it to. I wanted to go down towards the 6 o'clock, but it really made no difference because the E-drag picked up the slack. And then I dropped the wall wrecker down a little bit earlier also for the queen. So let's get started here. I believe the king's going down first. There we go, with a couple wizards right behind it, just to get through that gold storage real fast, make sure everything's going the way I want it to. Drop the queen just like he did, drop the P.E.K.K.A. just like he did, and now we've got the E-drag, and I don't think anything is on that E-drag at all. So I didn't drop a loon either, because I don't believe I saw a seeking air mine there. So there we go with the wall wrecker that is tanking for the queen. So I'm not going to have to pop that ability, and I wait till everything goes down here. The wizards and the E-drag take out that storage, and now I can drop the P.E.K.K.A.s. Now I can drop the bowlers, and everything's going to go right into that base. The problem is my wall wrecker did not get as far because it was just sniped, but that's okay, because all of this CC is pulling the P.E.K.K.A.s and bowlers into the base. And now as it's coming through, those archers are getting completely wiped out. I drop my jump a lot further into the base to make sure I can get that really nice push that I was talking about. And then I use my rage into the core, which is going to help those P.E.K.K.A.s just get completely through the base and just annihilate the walls to get into that Inferno Tower. Dropping the bats just like he did, a little late on the freeze spell, but that's all right. And then I'm going to use the last freeze spell at the 3 o'clock Wizard Tower. Nice timing right in front of everything. I probably could have got the Expo, but the Expo was getting tanked anyway. So I've got all my P.E.K.K.A.s up. I've got my Queen and my Grand Warden. And then I just drop in some troops to help. Now, I did get my bats, the whole entire group. Really unfortunate that the healers triggered an air bomb, which didn't go after the healers, which actually went after the bats, which is just completely stupid. It should target whoever traps it, or it triggers the trap. But that's fine, because like I said, I still have my Queen, my P.E.K.K.A.s, and my E-Drag was really what made the difference. The E-Drag made it through the entire raid. So that was just a ridiculous amount of value instead of only getting 4 to 5 buildings. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. This is really what I'm talking about in my previous videos, where I say if you're struggling with a hit, go ahead and do a cleanup. Just analyze what went wrong and what didn't get value. The larger the troop size, like golems, P.E.K.K.A.s, E-Drags, things like that, they really need to get a good amount of value either for tanking or for getting that push or cleaning trash buildings. Otherwise, if you're trading 20-25 space troops for only a couple buildings, it's really not worth it, and you might want to rethink the troop composition. So anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Go ahead, like, subscribe if you haven't already. If you feel like you want to donate to the channel, the donation for PayPal is down below in the description. And go ahead and continue to use your friendly challenges to get practice and get those 6-star clan wars and practice those 3-star attacks.